My name is Amanda Pintore, and my character's name is Jean. And what's nice about Jean, I think, is that I feel like it's a very open character. So I really felt like I could pretty much take it in any direction that I wanted to. And what's nice is that Colton, Neidhardt, the director, kind of has embraced my tattoos and my piercings, and we've kind of let Jean become a little, not rough around the edges, but she's a little quirkier than I think she reads on paper. What's really different about this one is that it's very broken up. None of the scenes are longer than 2 or 3 pages at a time. And so the flow has to work really, really well, otherwise it just comes out really choppy. So it's definitely a big group effort to kind of keep it moving in a cohesive way. I think what's really different about this play, and I think it's important for anybody that comes to see it, is that each character has their own story. And what's really unique about it is you're allowed a little peek into every character's life, and there's really no clear-cut lead, because everyone's is equally important. And what I think people really need to take away from this is that the characters in this play are the strangers they sit next to on the bus, are the people across from them in the restaurant. And so it's just kind of a unique way to look at this and then apply it to the world like around you every day. Something that is important about the show is that it is a black box, so it's a smaller space production, but we're doing dance and song, and we're trying to put a lot of different elements into this show, and I think it's going to be surprising not only to newcomers but to people that have seen our shows before. Colt and I are actually good friends, and so that aspect has been interesting, but he's absolutely nothing but professional, and there really is a clear-cut line. Once we enter the black box, he's no longer just a classmate or a friend, but he really has become a director.
My name is Shannon Smith, and the role I play is I play as Dwight. And Dwight, he's out of all the characters in the play, he seems like he's the most kosher, kind of calm, cool, and collected. He just wants everyone to be happy, kind of thing. You know, he's anyways, Dwight, he meets this girl named Jean, and he just falls head over heels for her, and he tries to, impress her. He just works at a stationery store, so he's kind of a dork, but he's a very cool gentleman dork, I think. I really like it, and this is my first, I guess, most serious role that I've ever played. I've always been known as the comic relief in all the past plays I've done here at CSC. Well, for this role as Dwight, how I approach it, I think of, I kind of think of the average businessman, the average, not like a husband. He's like a single guy, of course, but he's visiting home, and his brother just died, and all. So I guess he's trying to be the man of the house now. I approach it as trying to be like a father figure without a family, to kind of help lead these people along. So I take on that leadership kind of position to try to lead the rest of the crew to be like, hey, I know we got this time to grieve for our brother here, but it's time to move on and all, and let's just be a family and be happy together. I don't want anyone getting mad and all that. Comparing this show to Once Upon a Mattress that I was in, well, it's totally different, especially just thinking about it. I mean, not in just the physicality of the colors and all, but even the color within the text. With Once Upon a Mattress, of course, it's a musical, very playful, very much for children. Just kind of like for Once Upon a Mattress, my role was as a jester, which is the comic relief, the one who's supposed to make everyone laugh with his quirky jokes and all this. Where this one, for me, is my most serious role that I've ever played as, and this is it's a dark comedy. So it's definitely different. The humor isn't all in the slapstick kind of, walking around and stumbling, or the silly gestures, but more in just the words and just the tensity of the situations. It's just kind of the awkward feelings and all of being around a very unstable family. Where in Once Upon a Mattress, everything was just, you can go as far as you want, being silly. It was all extraordinary, compared to this one. Well, for this play, this is it goes from it's really extreme, going from people from being in the black market and selling organs to being in the back of a stationery store with your one love, and then breaking out in a dance like you would see from Dancing with the Stars, or just any of those shows. It covers a wide variety of just different world aspects. It can be for people from 18 to 80, for anybody. And it takes moments that, the saddest moments, and trying to find the light within it, being at a funeral and still finding the humor in it and all. I really enjoy working with this crew. This is my first black box production, and I'm the smallest crew I've worked with. But every rehearsal I look forward to so much because they're just so full of life, full of energy. Colton, who's our director now, usually I've only been under direction of Roger Mays, but now Colton, who's been a fellow student with me, and even in my classes and all, it's different to look at it and having him step up into that director role. But I enjoy it so much, and it's kind of cool relating to him and having a different director. It's good to have a variety of leaders lead you and all. It broadens your views and how far you can go within the theatrical realm and all. And I just love the show. It's cool. It's a lot of fun.
My name's Pam Wright. I about said Yank again. My character is Mrs. Gottlieb. I'm the dead man's mother, Dwight's mother, and so on and so forth. I'm also, I don't know if you'd call it the villain of the play, but one of the not so happy characters. You read the script and you read into the punctuation and the word choice that you made, and you try to get an idea of what she was thinking of when she wrote the character, and then you just try to do that. Colt's directing is different than some of the other directors that I've had, and that's really interesting and fun because it's always more fun to work with something that you don't know, exactly what's going to happen every time. And I haven't had a chance to work with a lot of the people that are on the stage, so that's really cool too. That's basically the new stuff. The last show that I was in was a show in Rushville, the community theater. They did a show called Hot Flashes, and it was me and several other ladies, and we were all post-menopausal, and it was singing and dancing, and they changed the lyrics of a bunch of the old songs, like I Will Survive is I Will Not Age, and it was a good time. When you're in a community theater, everybody's just in it to have a good time and to make sure that they have fun and just to enjoy the whole process. When you're in a training type situation, everyone's working harder and working a little more fastidiously, and they're just trying to make sure that they're building their portfolio and that they're training themselves to do new and different things. It's not just about the enjoyment, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It has to work, it has to be good, and how do I get it there? So it's a little different, it's a little more intense, and it's still fun. They're both just a riot of a good time to do. I'd probably have to say that there's a lot of different things. One, the level of script that you're allowed to do in a college is a lot higher and a lot more risque. Plus, there's so much open opportunity. Not only, there's a lot of, like when I came, I was not a theater major. I didn't want to be a theater major, and I ended up not being a theater major, but in almost every production. So it's really open, and it's really worthwhile to try and get into, and you're gonna get sucked in.